201 Professional Experience. A presentation by Thomas Barnes. Over the past 8 months, I've undertaken several different aspects of media production. In this presentation, I wish to show you the different things I have done, as well as what I have learned and what I have brought to the project. Enjoy! Human Resources Training Videos. Client, Coventry University. Brief. To create a series of videos which demonstrate different problems in teaching departments for new employees of Coventry University. This piece of work was given to me by one of my lecturers after she noticed my performance in a lecture. She assigned me and 2 other students to the job. We had to meet her contact, Anna Chapman, who was a member of the Human Resources Department at Coventry University. After a day's worth of pre-production, we scheduled to start filming November the 2nd, 2011. On this day, we shot 10 training videos. Then we were asked back on the 9th of November 2011 to film another 10. I felt I brought a high level of professionalism to this project, as I knew what I was doing from the start. I had a certain level of skill when it came to camera work, and I had recently been practicing interesting lighting techniques. After 2 days solid filming, we had our 20 videos. We then had to edit them and present them to the client in a QuickTime movie file format. Here is one of those finished videos. Enjoy!
Aliana works in my team as a marketing assistant. She has the same objectives as her colleagues, as a number of people in the team carry out the same role. She has achieved all 6 of her objectives and carried them out well. I'm delighted to have Aliana in my team.
I think overall this experience has taught me a lot. It showed me how to work in a group of small people to produce good industry standard training videos. It also made me aware this was a process I quite enjoyed, and maybe something I would like to do in future. I think the project went well because we all worked together well in a group and were always trying to push the project forward. I think I played a key part in the success of this production, as I always tried to make sure I was doing work on the project, such as filming, editing and paperwork. All in all, a success. 1 day paperwork, 2 days filming, 1 day editing. Professional Experience 2. Iceland Short Film Project. Client, Independent Project. Brief. To travel to Iceland and be part of a large production team producing short films in interesting locations. In October 2011, the university was running an independent project which involved a large number of students travelling to the Icelandic city of Reykjavik. Whilst there, we would produce a number of short films over 10 days. In the early stages of production, I took a small role of equipment coordinator, as I had other projects running. As time kept moving forward, I noticed certain things about the project which I was not happy about. I felt the need to step in, as I didn't want a wasted trip. In the pre-production stage, I took heavy involvement in producing a pre-production folder, shooting schedules, chairing meetings, consulting with executive producers and directors, assigning roles, and fundraising. Seeing as I was equipment coordinator, I had taken on more of a producer's role, which annoyed me, as the actual producers were not doing much work. This aside, we got on a plane and travelled to Iceland. When arriving in Iceland, my main duties were looking after all the equipment and arranging schedules for all the crew to take on their shoots. This was a big task, as daily I had to do equipment checks, charge batteries, basically be the media loan shop on tour. I also had the chance to go out on location a few times when films were in production, as I was needed on set. Plus, after doing a good job, I was asked by the lecturers if I wanted to be an equipment coordinator on their film. I accepted the role and got another 2 days set of experience. Here is a small video we made while we were waiting in the mountains for the rest of the crew. Enjoy! I think going into this experience I had good team management skills, a high level of enthusiasm and a knowledge for pre-production which could only aid the whole task. I have learned from this experience that in future I should go for bigger production roles, as I have a lot to offer when it comes to getting things done. I work well in big teams of people and can communicate well, and I've also learned that short film is definitely an area I would consider doing for a career. The quality of work in the end was high and was definitely down to everybody pulling together in the end. The project was a success in the end. However, there were issues with people not fulfilling their roles, which did hold the project back in places, but because I put more involvement in, this got us to the end result. All in all, a success. 4 days pre-production, 7 days production. Professional experience free. Newspeak documentary. Client Ken Farrow. Brief to go to London to take a series of different shots of famous buildings. The shots will be used as extra footage for the documentary which will be shown on Sky. This project was one that was being ran outside of the university by my lecturer, Ken Farrow. He was asked by Sky to produce a documentary about the injustices in the television industry. I approached him as well as another student and asked him if we could be part of it, and he said yes. Our task was to go down to London on the 7th of December 2011 and film interesting shots of the BBC building, so he could use the footage for cutaways. Myself and Josh Kelly made our way down to London at 8 AM and arrived at 11 AM. We went straight to the BBC building and filmed 30 different angles, each shot lasting a minute. Here is an example of one. We spent 3 hours at the BBC, then got the coach back to Coventry. We showed our lecturer the footage and he was happy. He even asked us to go down the following week and film the Channel 4 building. We happily accepted the task. Here is the footage of Channel 4. Overall, the shoot was a success, and our lecturer was happy. He used some of the footage in the finished piece and credited us as additional camera. I think I went into the project with enthusiasm and the skills to deliver what my lecturer wanted. I learned from this experience that you should always plan ahead, leave early and know your rights when it comes to filming in public. The overall quality of the project was high, and as said, the client was happy with what we had delivered. We had no real issue on the shooting days other than the public filming laws, and in future this is something I will look into. All in all, a success. 2 days filming. Professional experience 4. TV studio project. Client Coventry University. Brief to make a series of short informative videos showing the students of Coventry University how to use the TV studio. On the 29th of March 2012, myself and the 5 of the team members arrived at the TV studio at 9 AM, and we set all the equipment up ready for our actor to arrive at 11 AM. While we waited, I made sure everyone knew what they were doing and read over the scripts. The theme I had come up with for the film was a cheesy 1970s based TV tutorial. Overall, the process went well, and the most important thing was we had fun doing it. There were no problems whatsoever on the shoot, and I think the work we produced is a very high standard. The client was most pleased with the videos, except one, which needed to be re-edited as some of the facts were wrong. From this I have learned that I must always double check the facts before going ahead with a project, as it can hold you back in the long run. I really enjoyed doing this project, and it made me realise that maybe training videos are an area I should get involved with in my future. Here's one of the 4 films we produced. Enjoy. A success. 2 days filming, 1 day editing. So that was all my day's professional experience I worked on over the past 8 months. I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed the process of work. Here is what I've learned over those months. I work well in groups. I communicate well with others. How to use a variety of cameras. How to direct a small crew. How to produce high quality industrial work. To always plan ahead. To always go for roles I think I am suited better for. To listen. That I have a future in training videos. And most of all, I have a future in the media industry. Thanks for watching my video presentation. For more in-depth look at all my work I have done this year, please visit my blog at www.tommybcoventry.wordpress.com.